FreeMMOStation.com.
Hey guys, I'm Skyland Shore with FreeMMOStation. I'm going to be talking about my top 10 hero designs in Dota 2. It's going to be based off of how iconic the character is, some of their spell effects, their overall aesthetic of course, but also a little bit to how customizable the character is. Like if they have turrets that you can customize, such as number 10, he snakes his way on this list, Venomancer, because of his turrets. So, Venomancer can lay down lots and lots of these little turrets, and we have to count that as his body because it is a part of him, and it definitely adds to the aesthetic and his presence on the field. So Venomancer, really good animations. I can say that for most of the heroes on this list though, and most of the heroes period, Valve did a really good job, but his overall design is pretty unique for a snake, insectoid kind of creature thing going on, and like I said again, his turrets just add a lot to his presence. So speaking of presence, we can't say anything less about Elder Titan. In fact, he's a huge character, if not the biggest model in the game. He's so big, and especially his spell effects. When he throws out his spirit, oh, it's absolutely crazy. You know he's on the map. And number 8 is Chaos Knight. Chaos Knight, speaking about presence, can literally multiply himself. And while Phantom Lancer does do the same thing, Chaos Knight just has a sort of aggressiveness about him. He's all in, and he's absolutely fantastic with a wisp. Io, who is on this list at number 7. Io is one of the most unique champions on this list because there's no other champion. I don't think there's any other MOBA that has a champion like this. He's literally like the anti-champion. He's just a ball of light. There's really not much that you can do with him, but he does get on this list because of that fact. Because other champions, other characters in any other MOBA normally has all these very unique features about him, but Io is just kind of a ball of light. And sure, he's got a lot of presence to him at the same time with spell effects and the things that he can do, but you know, it's just his simpleness that actually got him on this list. So next, let's talk about somebody who's actually really freaking complicated, is Rubick. Okay, so Rubick is really interesting because he's got this weird, creepy animation going on. He's kind of a silly character. He's simple enough, but he's at the same time, he's got a lot going on, lots of different effects, and you can customize him in so many different ways. And of course, his kit is just a ton of fun as well. He can steal from other characters, so it's really good that he's pretty much halfway on this list. All right, next guys, let's talk about Spirit Breaker. Spirit Breaker can be pretty much anywhere at any time. He can literally run through the map, and he has these crazy spell effects, and his design actually is part of his lore. He's specifically designed so that he looks aggressive and strong, and he really does. He's got a couple of different animals kind of meshed in with him. He kind of looks like, I don't know, he looks absolutely crazy in my opinion. He looks very, very aggressive, very atrocious, and his spell effects are huge, and so that's why he's on here, simply because he's got a lot of aggression. Alright, so somebody who's not exactly aggressive, really they're just creepy, is Bane. Bane is just really creepy. He's got this weird twitching animation thing going on. He's also, look at his design, it's very Geiger-esque, it's very like alien. So you could definitely see the inspiration from that. He's kind of got this undead look going on. He's also purple, voidish looking, and he's just really creepy. He's probably the single creepiest hero in Dota 2, which by my opinion. Other than Spectre, but Spectre is a little bit more wholesome, a little bit more, I guess, yeah, I'll just use wholesome. Bane, wholesome is not the word you could use for Bane. Bane looks dark. Alright, so somebody who is not dark at all is Razor. Razor is crazy bright. His special effects are through the roof. He has so much presence, and his animations are actually really, really fast, really aggressive looking. There's sparks and lightning and all over the place. It's static everywhere. And he's like a floating little piece of armor, I guess you could say, with energy, ethereal kind of flowing through him. And sure, there's other champions, even in other MOBAs, that are very similar to that. Razor's the only one who has such an electricity to him. Next up on our list is Ancient Apparition. Mainly because he has a global ultimate, so he has a lot of presence there. Also in lane, he has a lot of presence too as well because of his slows and everything. But look at him! Ancient Apparition is just simple enough to work, I think, to be iconic, but at the same time, he just has a lot of effects going on. He's not exactly humanoid, so he is a unique creature, and sure, he's an elemental. There's lots of elementals in lots of games, but Ancient Apparition overall just has this really nice flow to his design. He's got really big hands, he's got this silly looking face that's simple enough that you can remember it, and overall, his effects are just really, I guess you could say, cool. Okay guys, number one is on this list for a very specific reason. It's because I think overall to everyone, most people know his face. It's Puck. Guys, you know Puck. Puck is really silly, but his kit is so awesome that it makes him very, very popular. It's an extremely high skill cap, but we're not talking about the skill cap. We're not talking about any of that. No, we're talking about the design. Now look at him. He's like a fairy lizard thing. He's pretty sick. Actually, there's actually a little bit of creepiness in his eyes if you look closely. It's a little bit discerning, I think. But Puck overall is just one of those guys. His special effects, his sound, his overall aesthetic is very trolly. I guess you could say Puck is kind of like the Teemo, or I guess Meepo is really more like the Teemo of this game, but still, Puck is a very, very iconic. And overall, he's probably the most iconic Dota 2 champion. If you play Dota 2, you know Puck. You probably felt the frustration of going against the Puck, or even playing as Puck, and his spell effects are pretty nice. He's just a cool looking dude. Alright guys, thanks for watching. These are just for fun. We're just having fun here with these top 10. So leave in the comments below what you think would be like an amazing design for a champion or in Dota 2. And also leave suggestions for top 10s. We are going to be coming up with some more like kits in different MOBAs from Smite to League of Legends and Dota 2. And we're also going to still be doing a lot of aesthetic and a lot of fun ones like we did with the top 10 sexy in Smite. So again, thanks for watching. I'm Skyland Shore with FreeMMOStation. Like and subscribe for more content, and we'll see you again here soon.
Still not sick and tired of all the MOBAs yet? Good for you, because the developers of Heroes of Newerth has just announced another one, Strike. This is another free-to-play MOBA, and the studio expects the two games to compete between